Hey YouTubers, how's it going? So I've started reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid again. Oh, wait, that's better. Okay, so I've started reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid again, and I really like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read it. I'm only going to read little bits at a time, but yeah, because there's no actual distinct chapters and the months go for quite a while, I'm just going to read bits and pieces until I think we've sort of reached a point where the story doesn't continue, it just sort of jumps to a new point. Okay, so Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg Heffley's journal, by Jeff Kinney. September, Tuesday. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. Yes, I know what it says on the cover, but when Mum went out to buy this thing, I specifically said, don't get anything that says diary on it. Great, all I need is for some jerk to see me carrying this book around and get the wrong idea. The other thing I want to clear up right away is this was Mum's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm going to write down my feelings in here or whatever, then she's crazy. So don't expect me to be all dear diary this and dear diary that. The only reason I agreed to do this at all is because I figured that later on when I'm rich and famous, I'll have better things to do than to answer people's stupid questions all day long. So this book is going to come in handy. Oh, Gregory, tell us about your childhood. Were you always this smart and handsome? Here's my journal now. Shoo shoo. Like I said, I'll be famous one day, but for now I'm stuck in high school with a bunch of morons. Just let me say for the record, I think high school is the dumbest idea ever invented. You got kids like me who haven't hit their growth spurt yet, mixed in with these gorillas who need to shave twice a day. And they wonder why bullying is such a big problem. If it was up to me, grade levels would be based on height, not age, but then again, I guess that would mean kids like, I don't know how to say this name. Let's call him Craig. Kids like Craig would be stuck in the first grade. Today is the first day of school, and right now we're just waiting around for the teacher to hurry up and finish the seating chart, so I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. By the way, let me give you some good advice. On the first day of school, you gotta be real careful where you sit. If you walk into the classroom and just plonk your stuff down on any old desk, and the next thing you know, the teacher is saying, I hope you all like where you're sitting, 'cause that's your permanent seats. Ah! So in this class, I got stuck with Chris Hosey in front of me and Lionel James in the back of me. Hey, whoa. Jason Brill came in late and almost sat to my right, but luckily I stopped that from happening at the last second. Is this so token? Yes, yes! Next period I should just sit in the middle of a bunch of hot girls as soon as I step in the room. But I guess if I do that, it just proves I didn't learn anything from last year. Greg, will you please pass this note to Shelley? Why, certainly. Heh. The note obviously says that Greg is a dork. Man, I don't know what is up with girls these days. It used to be a whole lot simpler in primary school. The deal was if you were the fastest runner in your class, you got all the girls. And in the fifth grade, the fastest runner was Ronnie McCoy. Oh, cute little picture again. Little girls with all hearts and stuff. That's how it was. That's how it was. Nowadays, it's a whole lot more complicated. Now it's all about the kind of clothes you wear or how rich you are, if you have a cute butt or whatever. And the kids like Ronnie McCoy are scratching their heads wondering what the heck happened. The most popular boy in my grade is Bryce Anderson. The thing that really stinks is that I have always been into girls. But kids like Bryce have only come around the last couple of years. I remember how Bryce used to act back in primary school. Another little picture. Girls are stinky poo. Yeah, I don't think girls are stinky poo. But of course, now I don't get any credit for sticking with the girls this time. Like I said, Bryce is the most popular kid in our grade, so that leaves the rest of us guys scrambling for the other spots. Hey. The best I can figure is that I'm somewhere around 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is I'm about to move up one spot because Charlie Davies is above me and he's getting his braces next week. I tried to explain all this popularity stuff to my friend Rowley, who was probably hovering around the 150 mark, by the way, but I think it just goes in one ear and out the other with him. Wednesday. I think I'll read Wednesday and then stop. Today we had phys ed, so the first thing I did when I got outside was sneak off to the basketball court to see if the cheese was still there, and sure enough, it was. Want to see the picture? I feel like I'm a primary school teacher with you guys. Look, and look, there's the cheese. And there's Greg. And this is obviously the basketball court, and phys ed must be over here somewhere. I'd make a great primary school teacher, wouldn't I? That piece of cheese has been sitting on the asphalt since last spring. I guess it must have been dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple days, the cheese started getting all mouldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that was the only court that had a hoop with a net. Then one day this kid named Darren Walls touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like cooties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. Ah! Scream! These kids don't actually scream, they actually say scream! The only way to protect yourself from the cheese touch is to cross your finger. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together so they'd stay crossed all the time. I got a D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abe Hall got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him for the rest of the year. This summer Abe moved to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope that someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again. I do not need that stress in my life anymore. And that's the end of winter. That's when it starts to Thursday. So I'm going to stop there so I keep these videos nice and short, and we'll read Diary of a Wimpy Kid together. Feel free to read on, guys, who have the book. More than welcome. Hi, I love this book. Like for Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Comment. Do you want me to keep reading? I'm going to keep reading anyway, so those comments will be, sort of not taken into account because I'm going to keep reading it. So, yeah. Subbies. Love you guys. Mwah.